Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be setting up the navigation bar, the routes, and just some blank pages to get this project started. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to materializecss.com. Essentially this is a modern responsive front-end framework based on material design. So I don't want to write a bunch of CSS code. I want someone else to do it for me. So I'm going to be using this library just here. The first thing we need to do is actually implement this library into our project. So on materializecss.com, I'm going to hit getting started. Now there's two ways to implement this into our project, or there's a couple ways, but the main two is npm. So you can use the node package manager to actually install the project. You could do that. For this video, I'm just going to use the CDN, and I'm actually going to paste this into the index.html file for our project. So I'm going to copy the compiled and minified CSS and the compiled and minified JavaScript. Right click, copy, minimize the web browser. Inside the project, so inside Visual Studio, we're going to open up the public folder. I'm going to right click. No, sorry, inside the public folder, we've already got index.html. So we're going to open that up. And we're going to just paste our two link tags in here. Looks a little bit nicer. There we go. Just hit Control S. Awesome. Now that that's done, we can go back to materializecss.com. We'll click on components and we want to use the Navbar component. So you can scroll through here and find one that you like. I'm just going to use the top one. Looks pretty simple, looks pretty basic and easy to use. So I'm just going to right click that code, select copy. We'll go back to the project, right click on the source file. So the source folder, hit a new file and just call it navbar.js. So you can't just paste this code. That's not how JavaScript works. With React JavaScript, we'll either need to create a class and return this value, or we could create a function and return this value. The navbar is pretty simple. We don't really need to do too much with it. So I'm just going to create a function and return this value. So push this towards the bottom. We'll create a JavaScript function. So const, we'll call it navbar, is equal to a arrow function. And we need to return a singular value or a wrapped value inside this function. So we're going to start off by returning the navigation bar. And then in here, just like down here, we've got div. Now, you'll notice that on the Materialize CSS website, you can see the word class. With React JavaScript, you need to use the word class name. So class name, although it will still work if you just have class, if you actually inspect element on the website, you'll see a bunch of errors every time you use the word class. It's just annoying. So I would be using class name. So please use that. We'll click equals. So the class name will still be the same. So nav wrapper. So this class name is actually pulled from the Materialize CSS library we implemented and we put into the index.html of our project. So we'll now go, instead of a tag, we're actually going to be using the link tags, which is a part of the React Router DOM library. We'll be installing that library very shortly, but for now, we'll just write out the code. So link with a capital L, class name, just like before, underneath the a tag, you've got brand logo. So we'll add this one in here, brand logo. Now with the links, instead of the word href with the hashtag or the actual path, we actually use the word to equals, and then the path name we want to push it to. So this one being the actual logo of the website. So if we go back to here, that'll be this just here. I want that to, if someone clicks that, I want them to take them to the, I suppose, the actual base URL or the home. So our home page will be just the /. And we'll call it just fitness. Oh, so we got to close it off. In here, we'll call it fitness journey. That'll be the title. So yep, that looks good. Underneath the a tag, we have a list. So UL. Yep. It looks like it has an ID as well. So nav mobile. That's fine. And it also has a class name of write and hide on mid and down. So this, I'm pretty sure what this will do is actually hide, if we go back to the website, is hide these when you minimize the web browser or you make the web browser kind of for a mobile, essentially. We'll confirm that in a second when we actually run the project. So that's fine. Inside the UL tags, we are making a couple of list items. So the first one we'll make is, so inside the list item, we want to add another link tag. And we'll call this one, this will be the sign up link. Let's just copy this a couple of times. The next one will be a sign in. We'll call this our dashboard because we're going to need a dashboard for the project. We will need a account page. And I think just one more should be fine. We'll need a sign out button as well. So that's fine. So on the top one, sign up, we're going to link this one to the sign up URL, so /sign up. We're going to link the next one to sign in. You kind of get the rest of it. This will be dashboard, and this will be account. So we're not actually going to link the sign up page to anything because eventually we're probably going to call a function here to actually sign the user out. So we can just leave this one blank for now and we'll eventually come back to it. That kind of looks like it's pretty similar. Yep, that's fine. We can get rid of that. And this here will be our navigation bar. So what we're going to need to do now is we're actually going to need to install the React Router DOM library. So we can do that by going to the console. Now make sure you're actually CD'd into the project itself. So in the first video, you saw you could CD forward and backwards by going CD double dot. That'll forward you backwards, and CD and the actual folder name will bring you into that project folder. So make sure you're in the React project folder before you run this command. So npm install React Router DOM and hit enter. So while this one here is installing, we're going to need to import bracket link, and we're going to import it from the React Router DOM library. So once this is installed, this will actually work. So while we're waiting for it to still install, a link tag will not work outside of a router or a browser tag. So we'll need to go to app.js, and this is where we're going to start implementing, I suppose, the routes. So we're going to import. I think we're going to need to import the browser router, so that will actually route around our navigation bar. So we'll type browser router. Yep, that's fine. Awesome. And we're going to import that from the React Router DOM. Cool. Inside the function application, we'll get rid of this is my React app. So get rid of that. We'll need to put the browser router we've just imported. And inside the browser router, we can actually put the navigation bar that we have just created. So there's two ways of doing this. We could actually just start up by typing import navbar and then from which actual file or which directory it's from. Or if using Visual Studio Code, we could just import navbar with a self-closing tag. That's fine. So sometimes when you're typing it in, it'll actually ask you where you're importing it from. Didn't do that this time. That's cool. We can import it manually. So import navbar from, we'll go /. So we're in the source folder, so app.js. It's in the same folder, so navigation bar is in the same section as the app.js. So we can literally just type /dot navbar with a capital N. Yep, and hit save. So technically, we've just created the navbar. Okay. So the reason I don't think it populated before is we're not actually exporting this function just here. So if you go back to navbar.js, we need to type export default navbar. Awesome. So we've created the navigation bar function. We've got the HTML elements from Materialize CSS. We've implemented our link tags, which we'll see in a second. We're importing these link tags from the library we've just installed. In app.js, we're importing the navigation bar just in here. And because the link tags will not work, the website will not run if you have a link tag that is not surrounded inside the browser router tags. So we've surrounded it inside the browser router tags from the same React Router DOM library, and we're calling the navigation bar. So if I make sure everything is saved, and I type npm start and hit enter, it should show us a navigation bar. Let's have a look. Yeah, awesome. So that seems to have worked. So one thing just really quickly, what I don't like is how the navigation bar kind of goes all the way to the side on each right and left. So let's actually fix that. The Materialize CSS library has a container tag. So we could actually, on the div here where it says class name navwrapper, we could actually add the container class, hit Control S to save, go back to the website, awesome. And it kind of just pushes it in a little bit. In a way, it kind of adds a bit of padding. So if we just minimize it a little bit, awesome. So that's what this was doing. So if you have a look at the right, so obviously that pushes these to the right hand side, and you can see hide on menu down. So if I was to minimize this on a smaller screen, it does hide these just here. Later on, we'll probably need to implement some sort of side nav for mobile phones, but for now, we're just gonna leave it as it is. Awesome. So we'll go back to the code. So we'll go back to the website, and in the code, you can see here how we've got the link to //sign up, /sign in, /dashboard, and /account. I just missed that then, so make sure it does have that / it's going to be needed. So we'll save that again. Back in this website, if we click the sign up button, it's going to take us to /sign up. If we click sign in, /sign in, and the same goes for the rest of them. So what we could do is now minimize this again, and actually start implementing these pages. So we had sign up, sign in, dashboard, and account. So we need to create 4 pages. So inside the source folder, we don't want to really mix that with everything else. We kind of want it separated a little bit just to make it a little bit easier to see. So in the source folder, right click and hit new folder and call it views. Inside the views folder, the first file we're going to create is dashboard.js. The next one will be sign up.js. Let's go sign in.js. And we'll also go, what's the last one? Dashboard, account.js. So we're first going to work off the dashboard. I think what we should do is actually, just for now, I reckon we'll create them as a class. We'll do it as a class. So in the dashboard.js, we need to import React bracket. We'll go import React from React. Yep, that's fine. And we're going to go class dashboard extends. Yep. So this here is the tab 9 extension. So extends react.component. And in here, we need to render. And we're going to now return a value. So like with everything, we do need to also export default dashboards. This here is going to export our dashboard class. in this return value, just for now, I just want to add a p tag, and we're going to write dashboard and hit Control S to save. So the one thing I stuffed up here by the looks of it is we need to import React with a capital R from React with lowercase r. There we go. So some of those little typos will really get you. You'll be having a look for a while as to why the error is not working or why the code is not working. Just make sure, yeah. So importing React with a capital R from React with a lowercase r. So we'll go back to our app.js file. And here is where we're actually going to add these routes to actually navigate between the pages. So in the navbar.js, you can see how we link to the /signup, /signin, /dashboard, and /account. So we actually want to reference a class based off the link that you're actually referring to. So our home page is just the /. So we're going to start with that. I want to make the dashboard the home page. So in the navbar.js, let's get rid of the word dashboard and just have it as a /. In app.js, we want to keep the navbar always visible. So keep that at the top. We're going to import from React Router DOM. We're going to import two more. We're going to import a switch tag and a route tag. So this switch will allow us to switch between the routes that we want to navigate to. So underneath here, we're going to surround everything in a switch tag. In the switch tag, let's add our first route. So route exact path is equal to the /. And the component we want to navigate to based off that path is going to equal the dashboard. So just here, again, the reason why this wasn't showing earlier is we didn't originally export the navbar. But if you have the function or the class that's exported properly, you can see it gives us an option to select which dashboard we want to transfer from. So we actually have the fitness application, the source folder, views, and dashboard, which is just here. And we have exported that class. It gives us the ability to, if we click on this, it'll import the dashboard, and then at the same time, import the dashboard from the correct file path itself. Becomes pretty handy. And we're going to close this route tag with a self-closing tag. So if I now Control S and save that, and we'll go back to the website and just refresh. So if I go sign up, that's cool. There's nothing there. Sign in, nothing there as well. But if I go to dashboard, you'll see now we've got the word dashboard because we're actually showing the dashboard component based off the route we're navigating to. So that's pretty cool. And it does it without even reloading the page. So which is the benefit of React and components. That's the main reason why I prefer to use React. It gives us access to creating single page applications. So now let's implement the rest of them. So we do have the dashboard. I just want to copy what we've done here just to save some time. And we'll open up the account and we'll paste it in there and just change the class dashboard to a class account. Copy that, and we want to export default account as well. So make sure the class name matches the default export. So Control S. Now we can get rid of and just change the underscore, the P tag, just so we know what page it is, to the word account. We're going to go to the sign in page. Same thing. Sign in. Yep. We'll go to the sign up. Awesome. So we'll get rid of those as we don't need them. We'll go back to the app.js file. Now let's add the remaining 4 routes and get rid of the word exact. So we want it to be route path. And instead of /, we want to make sure, so if we go to the navigation bar, again, we want to make sure that the link to tags here match the path just here. Because what we're doing is we're navigating to this path and showing that off that value. So let's go, so sign up, sign in, and account, it's all lowercase. So we're going to go sign in, sign up, and account. Now we want to also import those components as well. So we want to import the sign in component. Yep, that's fine. Not giving me the option this time. That's cool. We're going to import the sign up component, and we're going to import the account component. So I don't know why it didn't give me the option to import those then. I thought I did it right, but that's fine. We're going to import them manually. So technically, because they're from the same one, let's just copy this. And we're going to import the sign in component from views sign in. We're going to import the sign up component from the views sign up page, and we're going to import the account component from the views account. So let's hit save. We're going to open up the web browser, refresh. It's awesome. So the home page is still dashboard. The sign up page goes to sign up. Sign in goes to sign in. Account, awesome. So everything seems to navigate exactly how we wanted it to. So the last thing I want to show you how to do is, obviously the server is running. We want to stop the server. So you can actually just click on the terminal and hit Control-C, and that will actually stop the React server if that's what you want to do. So that's all we're going to do in this video. I just wanted to create the bare bones again. So we've got the navigation bar. That's perfect. That's working. We've got all the blank pages all set up, ready to go. So jump ahead into the next video and we'll just dive in again and we'll just keep going through. See you there.